Has Meghan Markle and Prince Harry ruined the Archbishop of Canterbury's judgment over the priest crimes in the Church of England that have recently been uncovered? Hey up everyone, it's me, Stef, the alternate, your nerdy alternative, and welcome to the Dose of the Daily Nerd, where I break down the royal news and gossip of the day that's pretty much caught me eye. And oh my goodness, yeah, let's jump into this one, shall we? Because has Meghan ruined the Archbishop of Canterbury's judgment over the priest crimes that's happened in the Church of England that have recently been uncovered? So yeah, this is the article from the Daily Mail, how Justin Welby, the Archbishop of Canterbury that actually has now resigned, fell under Harry and Meghan's spell as the Archbishop of Canterbury resigns over ignoring the prolific Sussex ABUSERS, and we'll just call him the monster priest, crimes, how his friendship with the Sussexes raised questions about his judgment. And so we know for centuries successive Archbishop of Canterbury's have been close members with the royal family. They have been trusted with the very, very big duties, such as, officiating marriages, becoming trusted voices of counsel, crowning our kings and queens over the decades, over quite literally the centuries. But over the years, essentially, Meghan Markle's friendship had deepened with this now ex-Archbishop of Canterbury, Justin Welby. And he was actually sympathetic to them following Megxit, saying the royal family was like life without parole and that the public expected the couple to be superhuman. He even pulled out of the most important Church of England meeting of the year, the General Synod in York in 2019, to actually officiate Hazza and Megxit's first child, Archie's christening. The friendship continued to grow until palace sources claimed in 2023 last year that he had, quote, completely fallen under their spell. Now, Welby has been forced to resign today after an independent report was really damning, and it actually singled him out and said that the Church of England for years had covered up the crimes against 100 children and young men perpetrated by evangelist barrister John Smith. Now, questions have now been raised over Welby's judgment after it was revealed that he actually worked with Smith in the 1970s at the camps where he groomed his survivors before exchanging Christmas cards with him for years. Now, following the increased scrutiny on Justin Welby's decisions, the Mail now is looking back at his friendship with Hazza and Megxit to see, well, hang on a minute, did Hazza and Megxit have a part in ruining Justin Welby's judgment? And it certainly seems that way. Do your own judgment, come to your own conclusions, do your own research. And so we know that Justin Welby got to really know Hazza and Megxit through a series of meetings as they planned and rehearsed their wedding at Windsor Castle. Now, the previous Archbishop of Canterbury, who was Dr. Rowan Williams, officiated the wedding of Prince William and Princess Catherine back in 2011. And so you can imagine, Justin Welby, he was determined to get this right off the bat. Millions watching at home. And essentially, the ceremony went off and it was an absolute success. However, hindsight, the wedding then later fell into controversy. We know that Meghan told Oprah Winfrey in their 2021 interview, quote, 3 days before our wedding, we got married. No one knows that, but we called the Archbishop and we just said, this spectacle is for the world, but we want our union between us. So the vows we have framed in our room are just the two of us in our backyard with the Archbishop of Canterbury. Now, in the wake of this interview, many viewers pointed out that the allegation would have actually been damning for Justin Welby at the time, who would have committed a crime by signing the wedding certificate knowing that it was absolutely, completely false. And so the row actually forced Justin Welby to issue a statement rubbishing the claim, saying, quote, "I had a number of private and pastoral meetings with the Duke and Duchess before the wedding. The legal wedding was on the Saturday. I signed the wedding certificate, which is a legal document, and I would have committed a serious criminal offence if I signed it knowing it was false." So essentially at this point, Justin Welby is throwing Megxie and Hazza under the bus. But he does say, "I won't say what happened at any other meetings." Now, since that Oprah interview, Hazza and Megxie have backtracked on their private ceremony claim in a statement. In Hazza's spare, he reaffirmed the backyard wedding was an unofficial, non-binding, except in our souls. Now, a year after the wedding, Justin Welby again was dealing closely with Hazza and Megxie when he christened their first child, Archie, at Windsor Castle. He was forced to leave the most important meeting in the Church of England calendar because Hazza and Megxie chose to baptise their son during the General Synod. At the time, senior clerics were really confused when, without explanation, Justin Welby pulled out of their Saturday session of the 4-day meeting in York back in July 2019. And it wasn't until 2 years later that the reason for his absence actually became clear. It was due to Hazza and Megxie's christening of their first child, baby Archie. Now, a well-placed source at the time said that this sudden change in the then Archbishop of Canterbury's diary actually raised our eyebrows, saying, quote, "The Sussexes certainly didn't consult others as to what date might suit best. That wasn't just a consideration." But, Welby's loyalty to Hazza and Megxie didn't stop him sacrificing his duties at the Church of England for them. In an interview with The Times in 2019, he said that the couple were entitled to take time off because they're, quote, "not superhuman." He said, "All members of the royal family are under a pressure that none of us outside it can possibly imagine." He praised Meghan a month after on a BBC Radio Live programme, saying, quote, "She's a person of profound humanity and deep concern for people, seeking to carry out her role with every ounce of her being, and I think she's a remarkable person." And he continually stuck up for the Sussexes in person. The thing is, though, the way he went about it seemed to really go beyond the simple respect for the duty they used to perform as members of the royal family. You see, when he was in the Church of England, he became known for his outspoken interventions on political matters as well as faith and moral issues, which for an Archbishop of Canterbury is really completely unheard of. In 2021, he was accused of being singularly inappropriate and jumping on a woke bandwagon after appearing to throw his weight behind the Sussexes, claiming that, we expect them, i.e. Hazza and Megxie, to be superhuman. He also warned that Harry would struggle to shake off his, quote, celebrity status, using the example of Edward VIII, the king who abdicated in 1936 so he could marry Wallis Simpson. Now, the relationship between Justin Welby and Hazza and Megxie had been known at Lambeth Palace and Buckingham Palace for some time. They were not stupid when it came to seeing this relationship unfold between them all. And a well-placed source actually said to the Mail on Sunday back in January 2023, quote, "The closeness of the Archbishop and the Sussexes has been a subject of conversation for a while. Justin clearly had a lot of sympathy for them over Megxit, and we were shaking our heads, wondering why he felt so sorry for them." It was like he had completely fallen under their spell. And, literally sacrificing his duties at the Church of England to service Hazza and Megxie, i.e. he was at that General Synod and he left halfway through, abandoning his duties as Archbishop of Canterbury at the General Synod to go over to christen Megxie and Hazza's newborn, Archie. So this is the thing, right? Comes back to the main question here. Did Megxie and Hazza ruin the Archbishop of Canterbury's judgment over the priest crimes in the Church of England that have recently been uncovered? But despite Hazard and Megxie quitting and moving to California, Justin Welby started to play a more important part in their lives. He was seen as a trusted confidant to them, as well as King Charles and Prince William. So here you potentially have a conflict of interest going on. He was given the job of brokering a deal for Hazard to return for his father's coronation last year in May. Justin Welby was the first archbishop to crown a monarch since Geoffrey Fisher in 1953 and admitted he had nightmares about the coronation going wrong. And although during that period he emerged as a key figure in reducing tensions between Hazard, Megxie and the royal family, Prince William saw through it and he resisted in every way, shape or form. And to me, I'm like, snaps to Prince William for doing this. But overall, guys, really, it comes back to knowing all of this, knowing the relationship the Archbishop of Canterbury had with Hazard and Megxie, okay? Knowing, right, that he would, at the drop of a hat, opinion, conspiracy theory, whatever, drop his duties to the Church of England by literally leaving the General Synod halfway through to please Hazard and Megxie. Did his relationship with Hazard and Megxie ruin his judgment over the priest crimes in the Church of England that have recently been uncovered that have led to Justin Welby having to resign as the Archbishop of Canterbury? I'm just asking for a friend here, but what do you guys think? With that being said, if you appreciated this video and you want more, believe me, of course, there's going to be more, then make sure you subscribe to join our Alter Nerd tribe, because I'll be honest with you, help us now get to 1 million, so we can also get that go play button right there, and hopefully cause a Meghan Markle meltdown on Instagram. Like, share, comment down below your opinion, conspiracy theories, whatevers. Also as well, if you've got some very, very strong opinions on whether you think Hazard and Megxie ruined the Archbishop of Canterbury's judgment over the priest crimes in the Church of England that have recently been uncovered, and I bet you got some thoughts about that, then make sure you send me a super thanks. It's just below this video right here. We can have a conversation about this because it does guarantee a response from me. And until the next time, you guys, laters.